Okay, so the next character we're going to look at is Sheila. And Sheila is someone who immediately sympathizes with the death and the suicide of this young girl. It really upsets her. And her connection is really something that she's quite embarrassed about and really speaks a lot to her inner insecurities. So the way she dies, the inspector reminds us, is brutal. She swallowed disinfectant, and that's really quite a brutal way to kill yourself. The burning inside. She was young. She was pretty. These are the things Sheila seems to be worried about. Was it an accident? Was she young? Was she pretty? Yeah. But she wasn't pretty today. What are you trying to say? You're talking as if I did something. Well, she was out of work for the next 2 months. Her parents were both dead. She had nowhere to live. She was lonely, half-starved, and desperate. And she couldn't find any work. And she really pushes back on this idea that girls are just cheap labor, right? Ask your father. They aren't cheap labor, they're people. She really does try and present herself as someone who cares about the humanity of people. And the inspector kind of baits her into that because he goes, okay, yeah, so he keeps narrating what happens. Eventually she gets a job at Millward's, and this is where it starts to click in her mind what's up. So she was working there for a couple of months. It was going pretty good, and then a customer complaint. Uh-oh. Oh no. What did she look like? You just look at this picture. So, she looks at the picture, and her response is just guilt, shame, right? She's the one that complained. She got her fired. You knew it this whole time. Yeah, probably. Is it so I'm really responsible? Look, she's so remarkable. She almost takes a complete diametrically opposed position to her father. I take it all on board. You're partly to blame, I think, is probably the best. So the story was something like this. She went to get a dress. Her mother is pushing her to get a dress, and so fine, she gets this assistant to try it on. As soon as I tried it on, it just didn't suit me at all. It looked silly in the thing. Well, this girl had brought the dress up from the workroom, and when the assistant, Miss Frances, had asked her something about it, this girl, to show us what she meant, had held the dress up as if she was wearing it, and it really suited her. Well, when I tried the thing on and looked at myself, I knew it was all wrong. I caught sight of the girl smiling at Miss Frances, as if to say, doesn't she look awful? This paranoia. And I was furious. It was very rude of both of them. And I told the manager, and I told this girl had been impertinent, which is a great word. Keeps getting used. Impertinent, kind of rude in a way, particularly based on the lower status of the person, as if she could even see herself as my equal. It's a powerful class-based word. I didn't know what would happen to the rest of her life. And then she said something really revealingly. If she'd been ugly, I don't think I would have done it. But she was so pretty. And her prettiness gave her the sense that she could take care of herself. I just find this very fascinating. I mean, it's a man writing a woman, but this idea of women competing with women and women in class seems really kind of very powerful here. Class, women. You were jealous of her, clearly. So you used power to deal with her. She's regretful. She says if she can make it better. Yeah, but you can't. It's too late. She's dead. It's the only time I've ever done anything like that. I'll never do it again. Oh, why did this have to happen? So, does she change, Shelia? Does her regret, what Priestley's inviting us to think about is how something traumatic can help you realize your privilege and help you change. Sheila's going to be transformed by this moment. Her relationship with the inspector, her noticing of his power in particular, is going to be something that continually comes up in the play. And it's worth thinking about how much she actually changes. I know Priestley wants me to think she has changed, but I don't know if modern readers and viewers feel the same way. And your ability to kind of debate and negotiate that is will be interesting.